everybody and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Julianne. I am a Canadian living in Germany and I am really just trying to find my way through this lovely country. Of course, I have some help from my dear husband. He is German. He is the only reason why I came here, and I have his family. So that's great. So if you're interested in that and following me on this adventure that I have taken on, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. In the last few months, me and my husband have been trying to save more money than we usually do. One of the reasons is because my laptop just broke. We knew that it was slowly breaking and that there was going to be a large expense coming in the future, and then it finally just said no more. So we are trying to save money so that I can get a new laptop, and also we're just really trying to save money again because future travels, someday maybe buying a house, who knows. We just want to have more money in our savings account. And one of the big ways for us to save more money, like me and my husband right now in our current financial situation, a big way to save money for us is through grocery shopping. And maybe more specifically, budget-friendly grocery shopping. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how we grocery shop, how we do it so it's somewhat more sustainable, and also that saves us money. We also really like eating healthy, at least I do, and we also like cooking most everything from home, or at least I do. So as much as possible we avoid highly processed foods. We try to avoid sugary foods, but honestly, I mean, you gotta live, so sometimes we get it. And yeah, just primarily we look for ingredients rather than pre-made things. So like good quality whole foods. In the moment, maybe not the best quality, but like, you know, we're just looking for whole foods pretty much, that we can make some good hearty meals that are also inexpensive. So the first step to making a budget-friendly grocery trip is to make a grocery list, naturally. But here's the thing, there's going to be a difference between making a grocery list just saying, I want this and this and this and this and this, and actually looking at what you have, looking at what you have to work with already, and building off of that another grocery list. So for instance, I know that in our cupboard right now we have a butternut squash. So for our next grocery trip, I will be looking for a recipe that uses a butternut squash, and then I will get the ingredients to kind of build off of the squash that we already have to use it up. And we really like doing this because then we're actually using up all of the food that we buy, so we're not throwing anything away, which is a huge money waster. You're just throwing away money, actually. And on top of that, it's really bad for the environment because you're just kind of wasting the resources that it took to grow and to transport this vegetable or this like item, especially if it's meat. Like if you eat meat and you leave it for too long and then you have to throw it out, that's like a much bigger waste than if it was like a few apples. But nonetheless, we will treat all objects equally. And we will try and reduce the amount of food waste as much as possible. So that's the first thing that we do to make our grocery trip a little bit more like cost efficient. And the other thing is that we try and only buy items that we know that we can get through in the next few weeks. So we're not doing these massive Costco size grocery hauls and then half of the food, like, you can't even get to it in time because it's so much food. So we kind of prefer to do a bigger, like, weekly to 2-week shopping trip, and then maybe like a little shopping trip in between if we need some like milk or a few extra like fresh produces. And then by doing it this way, we buy the food that we know that we can get through, we get through that food, and then we get more. So the next thing that we do to help us overspending on groceries is by kind of avoiding highly processed foods, avoiding like pre-made foods as much as possible, because I mean, I like to cook anyways, so I don't want to get something that's pre-made. I would rather make it myself, and usually it's gonna save you money. You know Joshua Weissman's YouTube channel? He's like a big YouTube foodie, and I've been really into his channel lately. He has one playlist called But Cheaper, and he talks about how you can order this thing at like a restaurant and it'll cost like so much money, but at home you could make it for like literally a fraction of that price. I feel like that's also similar to like pre-made foods at the grocery store as well. I mean, they're not going to be as expensive as if you go to a restaurant, but they're still going to be more expensive than if you would just make it at home. Okay, so we've made our list. We're going to go to the grocery store, and now we're thinking, what grocery store do I feel like going to? And you know what we do? We go to the cheapest grocery store that we can, because really, when you go to a more bougie, expensive grocery store, you're paying for the luxury experience of walking through the nicely assorted vegetable aisles and the beautiful wall motifs of like watering lettuce. And don't get me wrong, I love grocery shopping and I get really excited when I get to go to like a really nice grocery store, because it is an experience, but it's just not an experience that we're really willing to pay for right now. So yeah, we do probably 95% of our grocery shopping from Aldi. And if we're not grocery shopping at Aldi, then maybe we'll go grocery shopping to Lidl. Honestly, hot take guys, I kind of like the produce section at Lidl more than Aldi. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments. I think my husband has a bit of a bias towards Aldi because before we got married, he worked there for like 6 months. So I think he's like biased towards it, but what do you guys think? And the last thing that we do to keep our grocery costs as low as possible is we stick to our grocery list. And sometimes that's really difficult to do. Like if there's a seasonal thing that you didn't put on your list and it's only there for a limited time offer, then it's, you know, might go in the cart. But as long as you're just not throwing everything you see into your shopping cart when you're there because you're distracted or you're hangry or something, that's gonna save you more money, because it's like what I said before. You pick what you can eat and then you go back for more. And does anybody else feel this way about like anything? I feel like packaging is so like deceiving of quality. I feel like if something has better packaging, then I'm instantly like, I want that because it's better. It probably tastes better. It's probably better for me. But really, it's probably the same or not that different as one that's more plainly packaged. So I sometimes fall for the packaging aesthetic, but I try not to. So now let me show you guys our like grocery receipt from our last shopping trip. Just let me get that. Here is our grocery bill. We spent 57 euros and 22 cents. And I don't know, it's really difficult for anybody to say like I spend this much on groceries per week, because number one, it always fluctuates, and number two, you always buy things that last a lot longer, but you also already have things that you're going to be using. The most expensive thing that we paid for this week was my coffee beans, and that was 10 euros. We usually get like the organic coffee, which is a few euros more, but 10 euros isn't that much for a kilogram of coffee. But something like that, that's like the most expensive thing on this list, and it's gonna last for a few months. And then after that, the most expensive thing that we bought was some smoked salmon, which was 350 euros. And you know, after that, almost everything is under €2 or even under €1. But here's the thing, I don't feel like we're missing out on nice foods or nice groceries. I think that we're still getting like nice things. We're just getting them cheaper than if you were going to like a really nice grocery store. Like, I can't imagine how much this would cost at like Whole Foods or something. This would probably cost at least twice as much. But I mean, we got smoked salmon, we got, what else did we get? We got pesto, we got mascarpone. Is it called mascarpone or mascarpone? My husband really likes blue cheese, and so we got some of that to incorporate into some meals. So I definitely think that you can still get really decent quality foods for a cheaper price. So in conclusion, I would say that per week we're probably spending about €50 in groceries, and that's for 2 people, so I think that's pretty good. I think we're able to, you know, we're both able to come to an agreement to what our grocery shopping cart is going to look like. I don't eat much meat at all, and my husband, I mean, he is a German man, so he does like eating meat sometimes, and that is something that is really expensive, and so we still buy it sometimes, but just not as often. We don't have meat every day, and I think that's the one only thing that we kind of limit ourselves on because it is such a big ticket item. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!